Hey guys, welcome back to Garage Theory. I picked up this Toyota van from Joe. He had this for a few years. He was willing to give it up, so I came by and swooped it. But it had a few problems, but I'm working on it now. Kind of forgot to record, so we're just gonna pick up where I left off. So the problem is this van was overheating on him, and there was a pinhole leak on the radiator, so he ended up buying a brand new radiator, also a new water pump, new clutch fan. We got some upper and lower radiator hoses. This looks like a exhaust manifold. I don't know if I want to tackle that one. Exhaust manifold. And this is where I'm at. So you're looking at it like, what the hell happened here? So what I did first was this driver's seat kind of hinges back. There's a locking mechanism up front. You can see those two tabs sticking out there. You unlatch those and you're able to fold the chair up right like that, like a hood. After that, what I did was there's a cover that goes over this section right here, little L section, which is this piece right here. That's held on by like 8 bolts. So, but in order to take that off, these are the linkages for the manual transmission. This is a parking brake. So that has to come off in order for this whole cover to be removed. So now I have full access of this radiator. Pretty much it's pretty straightforward now, you know, just everything comes up from the top. Remove the clutch fan is right there, radiator comes up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how this motor sits pretty much underneath you when you're driving. You're sitting on it. So while I have it all open like this, I'm going to do full maintenance on it. There's the oil filter, oil fill. Don't know what's under here. I haven't opened it yet. Let's see if we can see. It's probably the fuse box, maybe. Oh, I don't know what's under there. There's a grommet that goes through there. That's why I'm assuming it is a fuse box. There's a starter right down there. Distributor, obviously. Thermostat. There's the intake. Ooh, the exhaust is right below the intake, so we'll see how that goes. Mass airflow sensor is over there by the driver's side, left arm. Everything looks pretty clean. Nothing looks too brittle to be replaced. This is just little foam insulator, like a little bumper, so when it vibrates it doesn't rub on, or it would, when it does rub on that, it doesn't burn through the actual hose. And that is a, looks like a power steering hose, maybe. There's AC compressor down there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm gonna be using this van for camping and zipping around town, maybe even hauling stuff. But it's a cool retro van. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a 1989 Toyota van. They call it the Space Cruiser or a Toyota van or High Ace in different countries. Yeah, so I'll show you the progress in a few. Alright, so it's been about an hour. We got the radiator finally out. So it's held on by 3 screws, or 3 bolts up top. One right there, 2, one right here, and then 2 on the bottom straight down. There's one there and one over there. So that's what holds the radiator in place. That just comes up. After you do that, we took the water pump off. You see right there, that's 6 bolts. In order to do that, I just took all the belts off. Here's the old fan clutch. We're gonna replace it with the new one. Here is the new water pump. So we're gonna put that in its place. And I think we're pretty much just about done with the install. I'll probably just bolt the water pump tonight and I'll pick this up tomorrow. So I got my assistant right there. He came by, helped me out real quick. But yeah, it's pretty quick. Just, you know, just kind of start tinkering. This is my first time doing this, by the way. I've never owned any of these vans and I'm just learning as I go. Hey guys, so it's the next day on the van radiator water pump repair. So right now I gotta pretty much empty everything out again because I put everything back in the van. So you see everything is in there. I just pretty much threw everything in there and just cover this up. So I'm gonna go ahead and take everything back out and picked up where I left off. So this is the shifter. Pretty cool. This is that cover, old clutch fan. Okay, so now I just got done cleaning the surface of the water pump with a razor blade. Pretty much just scraped off all the old gasket, and here is the new water pump with the paper gasket, and I got a new clutch fan as well. So I got to put the these studs in, and then they go into that. And then this kind of just sits right on top like so, and there's a bolt that goes through there, or a nut, and then there's a nut that goes through here and kind of locks it all in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it all up. I'm just trying to show you what it looks like, and then I go ahead and install the water pump and everything before I install the clutch fan, because I won't have any rooms to access these bolts once I put that on there, so it'll make my life easier. So yeah, I'll show you that once I'm done. Alright, so quick update. I got the water pump in, the fan clutch is on, but I still need to tighten these bolts. I got new belts. I ended up getting new replacement belts. The other ones were kind of old, might as well replace it since I'm here. During the process of like removing all this stuff, there's a sensor, a water temp sensor or sender or something like that. I broke the sensor, so I had to go replace it. So I went to the parts store, and I was surprisingly shocked how much that thing cost. That was $85 for that water temp sensor. So it's a totally weird sensor. It's a single speed sensor that goes to this connector. But I mean, it was just weird. 85 bucks. I was like surprised. So I said, screw it. I mean, I need it. I don't want to. I mean, I could literally cut this wire and then just put a spade connector on there and hook up a different one. I'm pretty sure they may be universal. I'm not sure, but I didn't want to take the risk and cut it and whatever. So I was like, 85 bucks, whatever. So, but now I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap these belts around where they got to go, and then finally install the radiator, bolt it all in place, put the hoses on, and then tomorrow when I get that sensor, I'll go ahead and plug that up in there, and then fill it up with coolant and see what happens. But for now, let me go ahead and put these belts on, and I'll update you in a few. So I screwed up. I totally forgot to put the pulley in, this pulley. So go ahead and install that. And then I could do the clutch fan, and then that all bolts up in there. So yep, that's how that goes. Alright guys, so this is day 3 on this radiator, water pump, fan clutch install. Sorry I didn't record any of this, but I wanted to get it done before it got dark, because I only work about 2-3 hours of the day in the afternoon because I work full time. But yeah, so pretty much it's all bolted in. I got the new radiator. I used a skateboard bushing to help absorb some of that. The original one that was there was all deteriorated and worn. I did the same for the bottom. There's one down there and one on the other side over there. On the frame, fan clutch, those were just 10mm bolts, 5 of them that goes around, and then all the accessory belts and serpentine belt. So now the only thing left is this water temp sensor. When I was leaning on top of this, I broke it, so I ended up getting another one from AutoZone. So this thing cost me $85, and it's unbelievable. It's just a single pin. I don't know if you could see that. Single pin water temp sensor. That's all it is. So I'm gonna put some Teflon tape, and that's pretty much it. After that, I'm just gonna put the not the steering linkage, but the handbrake and shifter linkage all back through here. There's a there's a cover that went over here, and so that has to go back on. And I think I'm done. So maybe another 30 minutes, button it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and start it for the first time with this new stuff. Well, actually, I forgot to. I gotta put coolant in here. So yeah, let me go ahead and tighten this. I'm gonna go ahead and fill this up full of coolant, and look for any leaks that we have. Bleed the system out, I guess. But before I do that, I gotta put this cover on, because I can't put this thing on neutral because I don't know how any of these levers linkages work. So, and then I'll start it. I'll show you guys that in a minute. Okay, now I'm at this point. I got the cover on, just on there, but it's not fastened all the way. Here's the shift linkages. I pushed them through. And this is the actual shifter, I guess, shifter here, that's what moves around. And then I don't know what this thing does. Kind of wiggles back and forth. I don't know. I don't understand how this stuff works. But I figure I just put it back and cross my fingers it works, because I didn't adjust any of this stuff. So all it does is kind of comes through here like so, and then I got these clips, like the brake lines, they kind of go back there and holds that in place. And then this guy is for my cable parking brake, and then this one goes on this side. So it's pretty unique looking shifting mechanism. The engineering behind this is pretty trick, because I don't understand how this and this correlate with what moves, like what's enough movement to get on second gear, third gear, and so on. But yeah, there's an adjustment here, so it has to be somewhat very accurate, or else when you try to put in gear, it won't be going in. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure this, and we're getting closer to the final product. Alright, so I got the seat and everything all back put together. Now I'm just bleeding the cooling system. Got the new battery in, I started it up. So I'm just warming it up right now, and everything looks good. Water temp still cold, oil pressure is good. But we got it. It took total, I would say, 8 hours to install this whole thing. It took me a total of 3 days. But yeah, it starts right up. Sounds real good. So that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.